I'm your host, Davida Shinsky, and you're listening to Live Without Limits, the dreams come true with the right mindset. Today's presentation is titled, You Can Get Out from Under the Heavy Weight of Depression. If you happen to struggle with bouts of depression, I understand. I've been there. In fact, I spent more than my share of years simmering in depression, and I assume that I tried just about everything to get the heavy, to get, or rather, I tried just about everything to get rid of the heavy feelings. Ah, those who have never struggled with real depression just don't get it. Sure, they want to help and they may even try. They reassure you that everything will work out. They tell you to go get some therapy and perhaps try some medication. After all, there is a pill for everything these days. But these people, unless they're professionals and they really understand where you're coming from and the situation that created that mindset, they really don't understand. They sympathize, empathize, and try to help you realize your wacky emotions that go up and down and all around. I never really understood why I don't have those high feelings like other people. Why I seem to have that dark cloud hanging over me, even though I was doing everything I was supposed to do to feel good. You know, the self help books, the church routine, praying, talk therapy, and so on. I suppose some of those things help me, but depression is tricky. It tends to make you think that you've beat it, and then at the most inopportune time, it pops up and lays right on top of you. Depression. There's a difference between feeling down at times and true depression. And true depression is a mental illness. And understanding that and understanding what you really need to do to help yourself, you will never really overcome that feeling. And with some people, there's even medication that doesn't even fit how depression fits in with them. And it's a trial and error because having the right combination of drugs and and I know that there are some people who get on medication that truly helps their depression, but because they feel different and because they've become even keel now, they think they can get off it. And then what happens is they slide right back into that depression. So, true depression, you need a psychotherapist or a psychiatrist, someone that really understands how to help you deal with it and how to medicate you properly to help you overcome the feelings and emotions of depression. Now, you have someone like Rick Springfield who suffers from depression, but he's learned how to control it because in certain ways, medication may not have helped him, but he understands it. He understands how to recognize what he's feeling. He's even done PSAs for, or rather, public service announcements for the mental health or NIMH, which is National Institute for Mental Health, and it is an association that deals with mental illness. And depression is a hidden disability. So perseverance is a godsend. After 5 decades of this earth and a good many of them feeling quite lost and sad, I can say that perseverance has paid off. I used to think I would never just really feel happy for no reason at all. I used to watch others who seemed so happy and wish so badly I could feel what they felt. So I kept trying. I kept reading. I took up meditation. I prayed. I went to counseling. I kept climbing that big old hill in the hopes that one day I would reach the top. I'm not saying everyone who struggles with clinical depression will overcome it. However, I am saying that there are plenty of things that we can do to manage symptoms and keep it at bay. Over the past decades, doing my own inner healing work has helped me climb out of heavy depression. I did my share of trudging the path of darkness. I navigated through my dark night of my soul. I shed many tears. I almost gave up hundreds of times. I screamed and pleaded, and I committed to keep on keeping on. Perseverance pays off. I finally experienced a major shift when I began revisiting my childhood and journaling what occurred then. I never once realized how messed up and dysfunctional my childhood was until I hit my 40s. In many ways, things that happen to us in childhood, we tend to suppress. So until you recognize what happened to you and how it affects you mentally and emotionally, so many times it's so hard to overcome many of the issues that really caused the depression. I mean, I knew we had issues, but I was not conscious of the fact that since I was a small child, I started repressing my feelings. I stuffed emotion after emotion for my whole life. And it wasn't until I let the dam break that I began to feel some freedom. Face these old wounds. It wasn't easy. In fact, facing a lifetime old wounds was quite difficult, but I was determined to fight my way to freedom and happiness. I squared my shoulders, made a commitment, and courageously faced everything. I also saw a somatic therapist, which is someone who helps you work through trauma that's become stuck in your body. As a result, the most amazing things happen. I began to feel lighter, happier, and more content. I later learned that as I began practicing meditation, my heart was healing. My old wounds were integrating into my body, and that caused the darkness to lift little by little, small bumps as opposed to major ups and downs. All I can say is that today I am not that depressed woman anymore. Sure, I have a sad day here and there, but that is normal. It's like having to jump over a small hurdle in the road. as opposed to climbing a 14,000 mountain. I just don't have that dark, weighty cloud of depression hanging over me anymore. And for that, I am so grateful. Life feels so much lighter. I enjoy most days now, and I am dedicated to helping other men and women get through their depression and come out on the other end. This is my absolute pleasure. What about you? Do you struggle with depression more than you can handle? Has it been going on for months or years? Don't give up. Stay the course. Keep doing the work. It's a journey, and we don't always understand the whys and hows, but one day it will make sense. If you need help, give yourself permission to reach out to a counselor. There are many therapists that offer affordable help in person and online these days. I can say for me, that spending time in therapy has been most valuable. Even today, I still see a spiritual mentor once a month to continue the process, stretch and grow. It's worth the investment. Living life happier. Life is precious. I understand we all encounter pain, loss, and obstacles, but we don't have to continually live in a deep state of depression. Getting out from under is a process and it takes time. So commit to doing what it takes. And my hope for you is that you can experience more peace and joy along the life journey and extend it to others. And the problem is why so many people don't get the help they need is the stigma attached to mental illness. And once you get beyond that stigma, then it's better and easier to do the work that you need to do to get out of feeling depressed.